You will have to wait for a couple of seconds for the actual streams to respond. There we have it. Fiesel will sync them up as soon as possible. It will take a little while. First, they start off with the opening text mesh of the game, and let us first introduce our contestant. We have JRP2234 Gaming, the current world record holder of this game. He has a 45 minutes in-game time on this game, which is really fast. And next, his opponent is seed 32 of our tournament, Hubert. Hubert doesn't currently have a PB. He actually learned this game yesterday, so I'm curious to see what he'll be able to do. Let's see, I'll sync them up now on my end. Yeah, I have them currently at 100, so I'm only 2 seconds behind Fiesel. Okay. Now they're going through the first parts of the game, killing the Hornode and getting to the third text mesh. Actually, the second text mesh is only 2 screens, so it's a really fast one.
Yeah, the beginning of the game is usually quite simple to get you used to the general controls and movements. There's also a lot of talking in the beginning because Adam introduces you to the station and everything. So not so much action for the first 4 minutes until we get to the first boss fight.
At first boss fight, the times start deviating because the most RNG is introduced then.
Yeah, RNG is a heavy factor for this game, but we'll talk about that in a while, as soon as we get to the first boss. For the moment, there's not much to talk.
It's pretty straightforward. They try to minimize their airtime because horizontal movement through air is the slowest, unless you wall jump. That's slightly faster, but it's still the fastest form of movement is just running on the ground. So they minimize their airtime, and wall jumping is slightly faster than ledge grabbing and climbing up a ledge, but it's not applicable everywhere. Right now they're moving towards the first upgrade of the game, the missiles. And missiles are used throughout the whole run on basically every boss. Every boss requires missiles to kill the core X phase. I will get to that soon.
Yeah, overall the storyline of this game is very linear. You can't really decide for yourself what to do next. The computer basically tells you what to do all the time.
Yep.
So, as I said, not much going on in the first minutes, but JRP is about to finish his last text meshing, and now he's heading for the first boss. That's going to be interesting to see, because that's when things really start getting interesting with RNG and boss manipulation.
Yeah. On the way to the first boss, he picks up two missile tanks. They're directly on the way, so every runner basically picks up those missile tanks. It gives you. You start when you obtain the missile upgrade. You start with 10 missiles, but after those 2 missile upgrades, you have a maximum of 20 missiles, and 20 missiles is really useful because the first boss takes 15 missiles to kill, and you need another 3 to kill the Idor, to kill the core X phase. JRP is using a double missile on the Idor. Usually, you fire a missile, the door gets invulnerable for a short period, and then you can fire a missile again. But by perfectly firing the missiles in a simultaneous fashion, you can fire 2 missiles at once on the Idor, and therefore skipping a round of invulnerability. And as you can see, the Arachnus fight is really fast. JRP is mashing those missiles, 50 missiles, and then firing a double missile on the core X, which then allows him to skip a round of invulnerability on the core X, killing Arachnus really fast.
Hubert also with the good RNG. He only got one beam either.
Yeah,
which is very good. So both runners decided to pick up the energy tank. Hubert picking up an extra energy tank. Energy management is a thing in this game, but you're less likely to die in this game than, for example, in Super Metroid.
Picking up that extra energy tank though leaves you at a slight disadvantage because you have one missile less on Arachnus, and like I said, it takes 50 missiles to kill Arachnus and 3 missiles to kill the to kill the core X. So that's 80 missiles total. So if you think a couple of missiles, then you're actually short on ammo, and you have to kill them using you killed Arachnus using the beam, and the core X is only invulnerable for missiles, so you have to farm some green X's if you run out of missiles. But Hubert got along, and he just finished the Arachnus fight.
Yeah, both players getting through this first section pretty good. Like, Hubert got one roll, which is always unfortunate because it wastes some time, and you always usually think some missiles if you get a roll, but he managed to like compensate for it pretty good.
And then again, he's not the most experienced player, so he'll probably have some minor difficulties, but we'll see how he gets along. JRP is now entering Sector 1, and Sector 1 is a sector where it is really important because it's a very missile-intensive sector. You basically, the fast way to go through the sector is kill a lot of enemies on your way, so it requires a lot of missiles.
At the moment, missiles are your main damage output. They do 10 damage each, which is the most you can do at the moment. So you want to use your missiles at the moment for doing damage to enemies.
Yeah. And it's important in the sector that most runners try to stay on full health during the first sector, so they receive missile drops. This game, when you're at full health, you receive missile drops. When you're at full missiles, you receive health drops. If you're not full on the other, at least. So that's the main strategy for the sector. Reduce your damage and watch your missile count. This room JRP is now in with pirates is a very tricky room because it's random how many pirates are on the wall, and sometimes they jump at the last moments, which will mean you'll get hit by them, which can throw off your missile, your ammo strats.
And the average amount of pirates on the wall is 3, so usually runners will fire 3 missiles straight down and then hope they don't get trolled by a 4th pirate. But JP got through there just fine.
Yeah. But basically you want to have at least 3 missiles for the Idor right before the upcoming boss. And if you don't, if you have less missiles than that, you need to farm, which is really slow. So basically when that happens for normal runners, they really tend to reset.
Yeah, farming there isn't really an option because it just takes so much time.
And JRP is completely fine on ammo. He has 20 missiles, which is more than enough to attempt doubles. Right now the Idors take 3 missiles to kill. So attempting doubles is really worthwhile, and looks like JRP got 1 double. This is the last time it takes 3 missiles to kill an Idor, because right after the next upgrade they can kill the Idor in 1 shot, basically.
JP also got another 1-beam either, which is exceptionally good. He's got very good RNG so far.
He also got a double missile on the Beam Core X. The Beam Core X's are special. They have a very specific hitbox. You can only hit them at a very tiny position. So it's really hard to get double missiles on those Core X's.
Yeah, you can see. Sorry.
JRP landed one double missile. Go ahead, Toby.
Yeah, you could see Hubert in the pilot room. He took it a bit safe there. He was like kind of low on missiles, so he decided to go for a safer strat that saves missiles.
Right now, after the Beam Core, actually you have Charge Beam, and Charge Beam is a really overpowered upgrade in this game. The Charge Beam consists of two parts, a top part and a bottom part. Each part deals 10 damage, and there's also a flare, and the flare deals 6 damage, and basically the flare is used to kill a couple of bosses in this game quite a bit faster. But we'll get to that. And looks like Hubert is farming for some missiles, which is a good idea to do. It's relatively fast to farm there at that position in the game.
Yeah, he's getting some bad luck now with the pirates. They won't give him any green drops. So he only got 2 missiles, which is exactly 1 missile short. Maybe if he gets lucky, he'll get another green drop from one of the spitters in this room. We'll see what happens.
Indeed, JRP is right now leaving Sector 1, going to Sector 2. What I can say in advance is that Sector 2 is a really hard sector for most beginning runners. You have the Zoros there, the red worm-like enemies you'll see soon. And those enemies deal 45 health damage, which is really a lot. And it's kind of tricky to dodge them while going fast through Sector 2, because the fastest way is to kill them while running. And for some patterns, it's really hard to kill them right before you run into it, making it the biggest beginner obstacle, basically.
I mean, you can theoretically you can always slow down there and take it safe, but it's obviously slower. And if you're going for a speed run, especially in a race, you always want to go as fast as possible. So running through those enemies is hard, but it saves time.
Yep.
So we see Hubert picking up Charge Beam. He got a bit unlucky on the Idor. It gave him 3 beams, but he went through it just fine. Solid Icor fight, and now he's on his way to Sector 2.
He's on his way to kill the last stabilizer, and then
that's
he's
right.
going to Sector 2. He almost got a pseudo screw attack on the Hornode. If you have your Charge Beam charge and you spin jump into an enemy, it deals damage to the enemy, actually. It's called the pseudo screw attack. Basically called after the famous screw attack upgrade, which is much more powerful, and you will see much later in game.
And the pseudo screw attack is actually useful in a couple of places, because it one-shots some enemies and allows you to clear some rooms faster.
Yeah. JRP is showing some excellent ways to kill the Zoros, and is now coming to the next upgrade, the bombs. Bombs in this game aren't as useful as they are in like, for example, Super Metroid or Zero Mission, because the bomb time, the bombs are so slow you can't use them to continuously bomb jump up to certain levels.
Yeah, and they're only used in one very specific spot in the game, which is at JRP's screen right here. This is the only bomb jump you'll see in the entire game. I think they take a whole 60 frames to explode. which makes them literally useless.
Although this sector isn't as missile intensive as Sector 1, it's still useful to have enough missiles to kill the enemies, because you still use quite a bit of missiles in this sector. And it might get bothersome if you if you get stuck without missiles. But it isn't as much as an issue in this sector as it is in Sector 1. And JRP is showing some beautiful movement to this room, wall jumping over the enemies. Wall jump in this game isn't as useful as it is in Super Metroid and Zero Mission, because you move away from the wall. You can't gain any height with the wall jumps in this game unless you're a Tasser, which but it does increase your horizontal movement speed while you're in jump form, so it's faster than just normally jumping ahead through a room. Right now, JRP is on one of the most random bosses in this game, Zasabi. Zasabi can waste several jumps, and of course wasting jumps is slower, but it's completely random how much jumps Zasabi wasted. And right now JRP is at 3 wasted jumps, correct me if I'm wrong.
He got a total of 6 jumps wasted, which is still below average, I guess.
It's decent. The minimum jumps that Zasabi wastes is 3, and the maximum, if you kill them each in, if you kill it at the earliest possible moment, is 12. So 6 is actually pretty decent.
Hubert decided to recharge. That's absolutely understandable. Those red bugs, I forgot their name, I'm afraid. Sorrows, they can do a lot of damage to you, so...
45 damage, so
yeah,
that's almost half an E-tank.
If you don't pay attention, they can screw you up pretty badly.
It's very easy to die against the Zoros in this sector.
So we see the first SAX encounter in this game at the moment at JRP screen. There's a way, well, there are multiple ways to skip this encounter and save some time by jumping over SAX and running to the door. But it's pretty hard, easy to fail, because the SAX does such a huge amount of damage. So it's completely understandable that JRP is not going for it. It only saves less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, in 100% you have a lot more E-tanks by this point, so you can actually skip it, but it's still a bit of a risky strat. And it's also doable in any percent, but it really takes a difficult setup. Right now JRP is leaving Sector 2. Hubert is
approaching bombs.
Yeah, he's taking it safe on this sector, and that's understandable because this sector is one of the hardest to get through alive. And looks like Hubert is picking up an extra missile tank, or is it an E-tank there?
So, fun fact here, the sector JP just entered is the only sector that has its entrance on the left side, actually. So if you don't pay attention, even as an experienced runner, you actually might run into the wall on the right side, because you don't think about it.
Hubert is going for a safety safe. Well, safety saves are advisable in a race. It only costs you 3 to 4 seconds, I think.
Yeah, it's not that much, and you definitely want to do it, especially in Sector 2, where everything can kill you if you don't pay attention.
Yeah. JRP is right now showing off the pseudo screw attack and the R shot. Actually, if you charge a beam and you press R, Samus will fire the charge shot without changing her movement state. So if you're in a spin jump and you press R, you won't break out of spin. You won't break out of speed boost or space boost. So this technique is useful, much more useful later on actually. And he's now approaching our next boss, Ceres. We'll get to that. Go ahead, Mentor.
Yeah, Ceres is a pretty cool boss, I would say. It does not contain as much RNG as other bosses, but it moves pretty fastly around the room, so you really have to pay attention to where it's going. And here's where the charge beam does come in handy, because you can actually two-shot this boss if you hit it point blank and do hit both the shots and the flare damage. You'll do exactly 52 damage, and Ceres has 50 HP in total.
Yeah, you do 26. You do 26 damage with the charge shot plus flare.
Oh, JRP missed the initial shot. So the Ceres' movement around the room is. Yeah, he did. Oh no, he didn't.
No,
oh, okay,
it looks like it hit, and he's using a pause buffer strat to get the fastest hit on that pattern. Ceres has six patterns in total, I remember correctly, and a couple of those patterns are really a bit. Two of those patterns are random, but the other patterns are very specific, so you can easily prepare a hit with your charge shot on those patterns.
Ooh, Hubert a bit unlucky, he got swallowed by Zazalby.
You can bump to get out. And he didn't kill off the segment actually, right?
I think he did, I'm not sure. No, he didn't, okay. So that's going to give him a few extra jumps.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, for beginning runners it's tricky to get the hits on Zazabi because it's a very narrow space you have to aim for. And he's really having some difficulties with the Zazabi fights. Right now, JRP is in the pump room, lowered the water level in Sector 4, and he's now probably going for the low height Shine Spark. Where if you... Oh, wait, he missed... well, basically if you Shine Charge and then Shine Spark at the right moment, you Shine Spark right into the tunnel, and Shine Spark is they picked up the speed boost from Ceres, and the speed boost lets you start running really fast after a while, which you can use to break through some blocks. But you can also press down to charge the speed boost, or basically store the Shine Spark. And when you double press A, you'll start Shine Sparking into a direction. You can do Shine Sparks in straight horizontally, vertically, and 2 diagonal directions. So you have 5 Shine Spark directions.
Yeah, and what JRP tried to do, there is a pixel perfect Shine Spark you can do, which basically saves you from recharging your Shine Spark. Saves a couple seconds, I think, but it's pretty tough.
Yep. So
Hubert on the other side just encountered SAX in Sector 2. Technically he has enough energy to do the 100% SAX skip, which is absolutely doable. It's still risky, but he has so much energy and he can basically take a hit from SAX at the moment, but he decided not to go for it.
It's wise not to go for that one. It's still a very specific strat you have to do, I think. Right now, oh yeah, go ahead.
JRP arrived in Sector 3, and Sector 3 is a pretty cool sector because the game just gave you Shine Sparks, so they decided to put a lot of Shine Spark tricks in Sector 3. So we might see a couple of them. First one is coming up right here. I don't know if JRP's going to go for it, but you can do a frame perfect trick here. Yeah, JRP got it. So you can save your Shine Spark. If you run off a ledge with a Shine Spark, you can store your Shine Spark on the very first frame you touch the ground. But it's a one-frame trick. JRP got it though, and in this case it saves about half a second, I think.
A second, if I remember correctly. But yeah, speed booster is used a lot in this sector of the game. And basically you want to land. Basically, the using Shine Sparks can be quite slow in this game because it has a long startup and debunking animation. So usually you want to end your speed booster in a jump or start space boosting, but space boosting we'll encounter later. But here JRP used a shine break, storing a shine spark while breaking the block, and actually used that shine spark to get up that vertical shaft. It's a tricky strat. It's quite precise.
And also only saves around 1 second or something.
Right now, JRP picks up super missiles, and super missiles increases your damage of your missiles by 3, or at least times 3. I should say it correctly.
Yeah. So now missiles do more damage than charge beam. Now charge beam is still useful, but you mainly want to go back to missiles now.
Yeah, and missiles are used much on this boss here, the security robot, also known as Box. Box takes 10 missiles to go down, and the reason JRP fires a charge shot on Box the first time is so that Box starts jumping, and then you get him into a very specific pattern where you can kill him really fast. That's mostly the reason they use charge shot there.
What Hubert just did there was a so-called jump extend. When you do a spin jump and you fire your beam cannon while you're in spin jump, you gain a bit of horizontal movement. I think it was. So you can basically clear gaps that you're not supposed to clear in one jump.
Also, we may not have commentated on it yet, but JRP also did a very frame-perfect shine spark at the data room spark. When you pick up super missiles, when you let go of the direction button while doing a speed boost, you slide ahead a little bit, and you activate the platform of the data room in that time. And if you press down at the right moment, you'll have a couple frames to actually initiate a shine spark right after the item acquisition animation. It's a very precise trick, but it saves like 1 second. Not sure.
Something like that. Not much. So in a world record run, you definitely want to go for it, but it's not bad if you miss it.
Exactly. Hubert is going for the safety save right before Ceres.
Yeah, Ceres can do a lot of damage if it keeps hitting you because of its fast movements.
Indeed.
Sometimes it's hard to avoid getting hit by it. You were having some bad luck with the idol? Okay, 2 beams.
We forgot to mention earlier, but the charge shot plus flare is also used to one-shot the eye-doors. But basically, after you get super missiles, you can use 1 missile to kill the eye-door. So that's what. So then it's only random how much beams you get before the eye-door opens. JRP just went through a super missile barrier. It takes 3 super missiles to kill. That's why you also need to be precise on your box fight. because you want to leave Sector 3 with 3 missiles to kill that barrier. And JRP had enough missiles. He had 5 missiles, so he easily went past the missile. This sector is also has this blue core axis, blue axis, and they damage you for now because they freeze you from within, and you're vulnerable to cold. So it's a matter of dodging those, and then you pick up this energy tank, and right after the next boss, they can actually safely pick up those blue axes.
So here's another SAX encounter. Technically, you can skip this encounter by doing a frame perfect trick and somehow glitching through the wall, I'd say. But the way the game works is you have to activate every single event in the game, and encountering SAX here is an event to proceed for the storyline, through the storyline. So even though you can skip SAX here, technically it's not possible. Yeah. Also, we might want to talk about routing in this game. The over route through the run is obviously the same because the computer tells you where to go, but it's up to the runner how much missiles they pick up. So usually for beginners it's advisable to pick up 45 missiles in total, because that leaves you with enough missiles to clear the game easily. So there's one missile in Sector 6. JRP just went past it. He decided not to pick it up. So there are different routes. They're overall the same, but depends on how the runners feel. They might go for different missile expansions.
Yep. Right now, JRP just finished the Mega X fight. Basically, you also use the charge shot plus flare. Mega X has 100 HP, and with the 26 HP from each charge shot plus flare, you can kill it in 4 times. But you need to get inside it with flare, so you jump straight up, because if you spin jump, you activate the pseudo screw attack. Right now, JRP has the barrier suit, which protects him from extreme heats and the cold from the blue axe. So now he can safely pick up the blue axe, and they actually restore more health than the yellow axe. They restore 40 HP, if I remember correctly.
Hubert just missed the low high shine stroke. He almost got it.
He was not that far off, indeed. And yeah, escaping Sector 6 is quite difficult because of those blue puffer enemies. They exhale this poisonous gas when they die, which can damage you, and they can move in 4 different directions, so they're very, very random enemies. Ooh,
yeah, and the problem with them is that you can't just run through them, I'd say, or just damage boost through them, because as soon as you damage them, they spit out like gas, and the gas can also damage you, so you get knocked back by them a lot. It costs a lot of time.
Yep. But JRP got his world record on his Japanese splits, but he's that's also but he hasn't ran English in for much lately, so he's really ahead of his splits right now. So he's on a really, really, really good pace. I mean, he's 20 seconds ahead of his English version PB, so that's around 46 pace, if I remember correctly. So that's really good. Let's see. JRP is now entering Sector 5, and Sector 5, well, is visited a couple of times in this game. But first, the first time you go through Sector 5, you take a slightly different route, because you still need to unlock the yellow doors using the security levels.
Yeah, Sector 5 is not as annoying as Sector 6 in terms of enemies. There are these UFOs you'll see in the next room on JRP's screen.
Waivers, they're called.
Waivers, okay. So the waivers, as soon as they spot you, they usually charge straight at you. But they're easy to avoid, and if you roughly know where they are, you can dodge them. This is also where the Pseudo Screw Attack comes in handy, because you can one-shot them with Pseudo Screw Attack.
And it's very easy to kill enemies now because you still have the super missiles. The next upgrade they pick up is the ice missiles, and ice missiles, the first shot always freezes the enemy, so they don't die instantly and they can get in your way. So right now it's actually easy to kill every enemy in your way. And JRP unlocks the security level just as Hubert enters Sector 3 on his way to unlock the second security level.
Yeah, Hubert decided not to go for the frame perfect Shine Store, which is fine. Instead, he used the easier strat, which is only slightly slower.
Well, it's sometimes what does happen if you go for that frame perfect shine charge, you let go of the direction pad slightly too early and won't break the blocks, which will cost you quite a bit of time. So I can imagine people not going for it. And he barely went through the wall with his jump. He cut it really short, actually, which is the fastest way to do it, because you want to minimize your airtime.
Oh, he also missed the Shine's break.
I think he forgot to open the gates.
Oh, okay.
JRP just picked up ice missiles, and right now he's on his way to leave the sector. And as the game is put in such a way that you always tend to use the upgrade quite a bit after you obtained it. So right now there's a whole section where you use a lot of ice missiles to get through.
Yeah, because someone just asked about it in the chat. JRP is currently in the lead.
Yeah, he's he's 2 sectors ahead. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2 sectors.
Yeah. So Hubert is approaching the box fight.
Super missiles.
That's right.
Jumped over the data room pad. And right now JRP is entering the meltdown sequence. There is an emergency in Sector 3 as it's blaring on the game audio. And he has, and it's a timed section. You have 6 minutes to solve the problem, which is plenty of time. Most runners do it in 1.5 minutes and less. So yeah, you have to go through Sector 3 as fast as possible and get to the reactor room. And there you have to fight a boss, and then you'll save the station from exploding. The first part of Sector 3 is the same. You'll start with the Shine Spark, the speed boost through the blocks. As Hubert experiences some difficulties with the box fight, he's jumping around.
So in Meltdown you can save a lot of time by using ice missiles in the right spot, because you can freeze some enemies that they form a platform, which makes it possible to clear some rooms faster.
Indeed, and this it's a very skill-based sequence, because it requires a lot of missile tricks, jumping tricks, a very specific movement.
Ooh, Hubert has to watch out for his health here.
Yeah, indeed. Those side hoppers in the next room can easily kill you in Sector 3, so he really needs to watch out with his health.
Yeah, the problem with the box fight is that you don't get a refill after you defeat it.
Indeed. And JRP approaches the Idor for the meltdown sequence.
Yeah,
And now
also got
he's...
Zero beams.
Yeah, indeed. And now he's fighting the White Beam Core X. It's also Beam Core X, but this one is much easier to land double misses on because you have way more vertical room. And he got actually a double-double, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah, and his meltdown time was very good.
A 4:35, so he did 4:34, so he did it in 1 minute and 26 seconds. It's really fast. And he's really on a killer pace. He's 35 seconds ahead of his English version PB. And Hubert went for the recharge in the previous rooms, which is really a wise decision because he was really low on health. As JRP makes his way back through the lava rooms.
Yeah, the way back out of Sector 3 is not as intense as in Meltdown, but there's still some tricks you can go for. Like, you can see JRP doing the climb here, where he freezes those stretchies to gain high much faster.
Yeah, the wall jumps here are much faster than climbing the ladder, because climbing the ladder is really, really slow. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, this section of the game, and now we actually get a sort of a break because JRP is going to do what every Super Metroid runner dreads: saving the animals.
Yeah, in this game you don't get to choose whether or not to save the animals. You have to save them. As I said, there's no way of letting them die. You can't skip saving the animals. Even if we found a way to skip them, it will all come down to being useless because, as I said, you have to activate every single event in the game, and saving the animals is one of them.
The animals can also be considered as one of the more random bosses in this game, as they the time they take to get through the door is random, so you can waste up to 15 seconds there in that room if you're really unlucky. So yeah, hopefully JRP and Hubert, when he gets to it, gets good RNG on that. Yeah, the tricks they use to get to the animals are very straightforward. You speed boost through a wall. You do a very specific jumping pattern to get up the platforms faster. JRP is using shoot cancels. We haven't talked about that yet, but basically when you spin jump on a platform and you shoot right before you land, you get to push a few pixels down, making you land a little bit faster. Oh, and JRP used a very difficult climb in that shaft. And Toby?
Oh yeah, he did. There's a very precise jump you can do to skip the first stretchy, but it includes a very precise jump extent, so you can reach the platform on the other side of the room. There's also what's considered the hardest strat to get up this room, where you freeze the second stretchy instantly as it spawns, but that's very precise, and usually no one goes over for it.
It wastes you have to reset the room if you fail that strat. And JRP got actually pretty fast animals. He came out within 5 seconds, so that's really fast.
Hubert making his way through Sector 6, but it looks like he's fine. He's good on health and ammunition.
Yeah, he'll get through. The JRP is now making his way to Sector 5 back again, and like I said, Sector 5 is visited a couple of times, as sometimes it might happen that that runners tend to forget what they're actually doing, because this part of the game is really relaxing and quiet, but sometimes runners get a bit absent-minded, and then they accidentally want to go to unlock the security levels in Sector 5 again, or go in the wrong direction. So it's kind of easy to lose focus in this part of the game.
That's right. JRP picking up another missile expansion here.
Yeah. How much missiles does he have in total?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I think he's at 40 at the moment.
Ooh, Hubert is getting it really close on the SCX encounter, when he goes for the safety save. Very wise.
Let's see what RNG Hubert gets for the Idor.
JRP,
oh, he got a perfect Idor.
Indeed. He got no beams. JRP now gets the most useless text in the game. Basically, the previous text, the navigation room already said where you have to go, but now it just says, well, you know where to go, and then lets you go. Really useless. Oh, and JRP.
There from there.
And JRP got a shine spark. There's 2 times you do that shine spark. The second shiny spark you'll do there, which is at the next Sector 5 visit, is the more impressive one. But this one also saves a couple of seconds. And Hubert's getting a bit dangerous on the Core X fight.
Yeah, you don't want to take too many hits from the core.
Falling in the water really hampers your battle strategy. But he finished the fights, and as you can see, the core. If you pick up the core after the fight, you'll only it only heals about 4 tanks of damage and around 40-45 missiles. Not sure.
I don't know. I think it recharges 50 missiles and 10 power bombs or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. JRP now has picked up power bombs and survived another SAX encounter. It's really straightforward, and he's using a shortcut through that shaft room by laying a power bomb to unveil the ladder. And right now he's making his way back to the ship. Just as Hubert is escaping Sector 5.
Oh, what is Hubert doing?
Oh, he's going the wrong way, I think. Yeah. He just realized it.
So there are some other paths in Sector 6, but you don't want to go there now. It's only much later that you'll have to go there.
Yeah. And JRP is now heading back to the ship, as Adam requested. And after that, we have one of the more hated / difficult bosses in this game.
It's a very interesting one, though. You'll see in a couple of minutes on JRP's screen.
Yeah. But right now the power's out, and he has to make his way through the elevator shafts and through some rooms with enemies. The next room JRP will enter is a really specific one, because you have spitters and they randomly drop spin, and you really want to get a speed boost here. But it can, and looks like JRP got it. But basically, once you get hit by the spitter, you have to use a power bomb and pick up the missile tank, which is what you don't want in a category like low percent, for example. But for any percent or For any percent, it doesn't really matter, and for 100%, you have to pick up the missile tank anyway.
Yeah, and that's probably the last fast missile tank you can pick up. So
Yeah.
JP went past it, but if you want, you can pick up that missile tank without losing too much time.
Yeah, but he's fine on missiles. He has, let's see, he has 40 missiles, so he should be fine.
Yeah. The ship also gives you a refill, which is comfortable.
And it's also a really natural moment to go for a safety save, because it asks you to save right before the text.
There's also another energy tank coming up where you lose like no time if you pick it up. Yeah, JP picks it up. Very convenient one.
It's the hardest. It's one of the hardest energy tanks to skip in low percent, in 0%.
Yeah, you have to do a very precise jump over it to avoid collecting it.
It has killed quite a bit of those runs actually, or on low percent anyways. Mostly when it was still the 1% category.
Ooh, JRP. 3-beam either, that's fine, I think.
Either can shoot up to maximum of 4 beams before opening his eyes, but getting 4 beams on either is actually pretty rare. It's the chances are higher you get a 0 beam than to get a 4 beam. 2, 3 rounds, and he's getting a 3-round Yakuza. Yeah, the Yakuza, basically you damage Yakuza as it opens its mouth just before the start of the fight by scrolling the screen up and firing missiles. And then you wait for it to open its mouth and kill it with missiles. Then its legs break off, and at that point it jumps around the room and you try to jump around and hit Yakuza with missiles.
You can do charge beam damage to it if you want, but it's not advised because it's slower. Charge beam does less damage than missiles at this point. I also think we haven't really explained double missiles, have we?
No, we haven't. Go ahead.
So what you saw JRP doing here is called double missiles. You're supposed to hit only one missile at a time at the core, but if you know how to do it and get your timing right, you can hit 2 missiles at the same time.
Oh, Hubert got trolled in that room. He went for the speed boost, but he got hit just before he entered the speed boost state, and now he's going for a safety save.
JP with another SX encounter. This one can be a bit scary, as I've experienced in my race previously. Because Ice Beam again does a lot of damage to you, and if you do some tiny mistakes or something, and they might add up, and you might get hit a couple of times. Which
oh no! Wait, Hubert actually went the wrong way. He took.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he hadn't opened the security levels yet.
Oh, okay.
I was already wondering what was happening over there.
This section of the game there are a lot of boss fights in this section, so JP is just approaching another one. Maybe Box, you want to explain it?
Nettery. Nettery is a very straightforward boss. You want 5 missiles to kill it. It takes 48 missiles to get down, but you can replace each missile by either a charge shot or a power bomb. JRP has a maximum ammo count of 40 missiles, so he actually needs 8 charge shots / power bombs to help it kill it with his current ammo count. And that's very specific strats. And then he farms on the Beam Core X and tries to land double missiles on it. But yeah, it's a relatively easy boss, Nettery. I mean, the plasma beam on the Beam Core X fight does a lot of damage, but it's easy to dodge.
It actually looks like Hubert got lost a bit there.
No. He has ice missiles, so he's going the right direction now.
Yeah, but he's been to this room before.
Yeah, but that was before he unlocked the security levels and such. JRP got a 3-round breakfast tournament. I see you in chat. Well, JRP got 40 missiles. It's also the 35 missiles is the most optimal missile count in terms of picking up the pickup time for the missiles. But it's really hard. It's really hard to pull off runs with 35 missiles ammo count.
Yeah, you need very good ammunition management.
Yeah. And 45, and if you pick up 45, a lot of runners also pick up 45, and that's even safer.
Yeah, it's also because of Metroid. That's where 45 missiles really come in handy, because you can spam missiles.
Although Nightmare is also intensive on missile-wise.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll get to Nightmare soon. Right now, JRP is going for gonna go for after the text match. He's gonna go for the longest Shine Spark you'll do in the any percent run, and it's a really beautiful one. You go a total of 6 room. You go through a total of 6 rooms with that Shine Spark. It's really impressive to see. Let's see if he gets it.
Yeah.
Just as Hubert is entering the meltdown sequence.
Yeah, this Shine Spark you see JP doing obviously saves a lot of time. There's a faster strat called Nightmare Space Boost.
Really hard.
Really hard, like, don't go for it. I think Paulsmo tried it in his race, and he actually got pretty far, but not quite to the end.
Yeah, but it's really difficult to do Nightmare Space Boost in such a way that you'll actually save time. So generally, most people go for the normal Shine Spark. And JRP is now approaching Nightmare.
Well, Hubert said meltdown. He's got 40 missiles, which is a comfortable amount, so
yeah,
he should be fine.
He's ammo-wise, he has more than enough missiles. JRP now starts the Nightmare fight. The first thing you'll do is fire a plasma beam charge shot at the cannon while standing under it, which immediately lets it go through the next phase, and then you fire another couple of those shots, and then you go through the third phase. And it's mass falls off and you spam missiles at this phase. That's basically the third phase. The reason you'll do that is because, well, normally Plasma Beam, which they picked up at Netry, does damage per frame it's inside the enemy, but the problem is that Nightmare stops the Plasma Beam shot right at the start of the phase, so it only deals damage for 1 frame. And that's why missiles are a better way of damaging Nightmare, killing Nightmare quickly here. And JRP got a really clean fight.
Yeah, sometimes Nightmare can troll you a bit by moving around the room in a certain pattern that's where you lose some precious seconds. Mm-hmm. So you want to get a good pattern here, and JP got a good one.
And right now we see one of the uses for the R-shot, which I mentioned back in Sector 4. Basically what you do is you initiate a space boost and use R-shot to open the door so you can space boost for a little while longer. And this part of the game, the lower Sector 4, which you'll enter after Nightmare, is a really dangerous part. It's very easy to die here because if you screw up, you get dealt a lot of damage by the enemies.
Hubert also got a 0 beam either on Meltdown.
Yeah.
Which is good. Good RNG.
And he's going for the safe strats against the White Beam Core X by trapping it under a platform. Which can be done on almost every beam core X except the plasma beam core X, I believe, and the wave beam core X, which JRP will encounter soon. And soon JRP will pick up one of the more useless upgrades in this game, the diffusion missiles. And
there's also a trick you can do there. You saw JRP space boosting through this room and this barrier. You can also store your Shine Spark there and then decide to Shine Spark up this room where he's right now. I think it's a bit slower, but it's easier to get through the second room with the Shine Spark.
Well, it's still a bit fast to go through that room with just a normal space jump, I guess.
Yeah. So JP now got diffusion missiles, which can be charged, and if you shoot a charged diffusion missile, you get this cool flare that freezes everything around you. It looks cool, but it's actually not that useful.
It does 1 HP damage, so it doesn't really help you anywhere. Ooh, JRP, Hubert is having some trouble with the stretchy climb back up that shaft.
Yeah, the stretchy climb can be quite tricky, because you have to make sure you actually freeze them. If you don't freeze them, but they will sometimes attack you, and that can cost you some time.
Right now, JRP is going to his second visit of Sector 6. And here after the text message, you'll see another use of the R shot to open the door at the opposite side of the room to get a long space boost. It's really the fastest way to use your speed boost, space boost, I think.
Yeah, space booster is the fastest way to travel around this game.
Because it doesn't have a
startup animation, yeah.
or bonking animation, both. And you can continuously moving through the air, which is also really useful.
There are some cool things you can do with the space boost in 100% run, because it can be used to collect some items faster. But it also requires a certain amount of skill. So you can see some very clear movement from JRP here. He used the ice missiles to freeze some of the puffers to avoid getting damaged by them.
If you are at the central position of the puffer as it dies, you actually can dodge the poisonous gas they emit. Right now, JRP is fighting against Xbox, the X upgraded variant of the earlier box bot we encountered. Box takes 12 missiles to kill, but the water is electrified, so you have to stay up on the rungs. And it jumps high enough to reach you on the bunk, so it can be quite a dangerous fight. But JRP handled it really quickly. Box is also the Wave Beam Core X, which JRP was fighting now, is also it's also one of the it's the only beam core X which it's impossible to get double missiles on because the room is too small.
Yeah, even if you do a test, you'll get a lot of problems getting doubles on this core. Very hard. I just noticed Hubert just collected the main deck missile. That's pretty odd. You would usually want to collect that quite early in the game to have more missiles for the early Sector 1.
Yeah.
But he decided to collect it now.
Ooh, Hubert forgot to shoot the ball, so he has to...
Okay, he tried to pause buffer that Shinesburg. That's tricky. Because you want to do a shine break there to shine spark up this room.
He's having some difficulties with this room, Hubert. Now he's resetting the room and he just normally freezes the stretchies.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, he's fine now.
And let's look what animals he gets. Oh.
Not very fast ones, but also not very slow ones.
About average.
Yeah. Hubert got in the wrong room. He actually wanted to pick up the missiles from the looks of it, but he went down the wrong shaft, and now he's going back to try and get through again.
Just to be safe.
There he has it. Fun fact, JRP picked up Wave Beam at the last boss fight, and on the normal charge shots it doesn't add any damage. It adds damage on the pseudo screw attack, but that's useless by this point because you pick up the real screw attack soon. Very, very soon.
Yeah. And you also see one of the most famous bosses of the entire Metroid series.
Indeed, the most famous actually.
Yeah. Okay, JP having some troubles with the gold pirates here. The game intends you to shoot them from the back, but it only checks if you and the pirate are facing the same direction or not. So what you can do is you just shoot at the pirate and turn around, and that will work. JP also got a zero beam item.
Indeed. And he's trying to lay a bomb exactly in Ridley's eye. Because, Ridley, really loud on your headphones.
Yeah, I think it's the loudest Ridley in any Metroid series.
Indeed. And fun fact, even the Game Boy Advance lags when this fight played because of the massive moving sprites. The game
also got a double.
Yes.
Doubles on the Ridley core are very hard, because by now your missiles have very high cooldown, so you have to time them just right to get a double.
Yeah, the reason why the doubling core axis gets harder as the game progresses is because you have missile upgrades. They make the missiles go faster and they increase the cooldown time. That's mostly the reason why it's harder to get double missiles on the ladder boss. Oh, he almost got pacifist, but he kills the last Ripper in that room. Right now, Hubert is entering Sector 5 for the second time, and JRP is making his way through Sector 1 to the exit of Sector 1. Yeah, at this point you have Screw Attack, which basically kills everything you spin jump into except for the bosses you'll encounter from this point on, obviously.
you get screw attacked very late in this game, but it's very overpowered. You're basically invulnerable on screw attack, and you one-shot pretty much every enemy in the game.
And what JRP is using in this room, he's using shoot cancel just to break out of his screw attack spin to land on the platforms, which allows you to get up that room slightly faster. And right now is upcoming on JRP screen is the longest text mesh segment in the game. It's 1 or 2 minutes long. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
It's a lot, especially on English cartridge.
Yeah.
So another word about power bombs, as you can see on Hubert's screen, you're not as tight on power bombs as you are on some other Metroids like Zero Mission or Super Metroid. So the game automatically gives you 10 power bombs, which is more than enough to get through the rest of the game. You don't have to pick up any extra tanks. Like you can, for example, this barely loses any time if you pick it up.
Yeah, but there's also there's no actual need to pick up that power bomb tank, because your power bombs also get filled up with after every boss fight or before every boss fight. I'm not sure. So you have enough power bombs for the rest of the game from the initial upgrade.
Yeah, and there are these barriers in the game, like you just saw them on Hubert's screen. They require a power bomb to die and make it able for you to pass through. But if you can time it right, you can get a speed booster at this point, which allows you to run straight through.
Yeah, it requires some. It's a slightly specific setup which you can do to speed boost through that room. Indeed.
JRP finally finished his text meshing.
Indeed. And now he's making his way to the operations deck where he's gonna blow up the station. Just to add on the earlier comments, you get plenty of power bombs, but if you also, there are plenty of missile tanks available in this game as well as energy tanks. You can pick up a total of 20 energy tanks in this game, which is really an overkill of health.
Yeah, there's really no point where you need 20 energy tanks.
Exactly. JRP is space boosting through the door and using a small shortcut to get to the operations deck faster.
He's also approaching what you would think last boss in the game, the SX, because now you're finally powerful enough to fight it.
Yeah, the strategy JRP will use on the SCX, I can explain it now because we've already seen the strategy on Ridley very shortly. Basically what you have Plasma Beam, and Plasma Beam deals the damage per frame it's inside the enemy. If you fire diagonal shots at the enemy, the beam stays inside it longer, but the problem is the SCX is normally moving. So you combine it with firing an ice missile to freeze it in place, and then you can really quickly kill it. And the second phase, you fire one diagonal shot and then fire a shot up as the SAX jumps up, which makes the beam stay inside it very long and basically performing an instant kill.
JP's also going for doubles here, which is a bit tricky, because again, these missiles have a lot of cooldown, but because the room is so huge, you have a lot of space to set up for them.
He got 2 doubles actually. So that's really good. It's hard to get those doubles. And now he's on the escape sequence.
Yeah, another countdown.
Indeed.
That's what you see in Metroid series games.
Most
Countdowns.
games ends on most 2D games ends on a countdown except Metroid 2. Just as Hubert is approaching Yakuza.
JRP screwed up zigzag there. There's a fast way to get through these platforms by performing a zigzag-like movement, but JRP bumped into the first platform. Also upcoming, another low-high Shinesburg. Let's see if JRP gets it. No.
Well, not getting the low height doesn't lose you that much time. I mean,
No, I think it's half a second or something.
Yeah, because you over spark if you get the low height. You basically have to go to the middle of the landing platform to trigger the final Omega Metroid, the final fight, the Omega Metroid fight. Yeah, this part of the fight is scripted. You lose all your health, almost all your health in one swipe, and then the SCX comes to your rescue.
2 minutes to destination.
Yeah, I'm always thinking if the SX moved a bit to the right, it would get sweet spot and instant kill.
Well, he got the staggering animation. JRP is going for the up strat and he missed it. Ooh, and got swiped again. Ooh, it's really close. Ah, JRP died.
JRP died.
Oh my god, he got double swiped and he died. And he didn't safety save, so it's game over it's game over. He has to start again from the top. Oh my god, I didn't expect this to happen.
It's like
so
everybody talked about it, like Hubert would crush JRP, but
Hubert is an hour ahead right now of JRP actually. It takes about an hour to get to Yakuza. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, so what happened there was JRP tried to get the quick kill on the Omega Metroid, but it's very precise because you have to stand in a very precise spot.
JRP forfeited from the race. Manitobi.
Oh, he did?
He forfeited.
So as long as Hubert makes it to the finish line, he wins this.
No, that means I'll get to face JRP in the next match. That's really not cool. Because now Hubert is now on the second phase of Yakuza, and he's taking it. He's taking it sort of safe, but it's this part is really tricky.
Yeah, the jumps Yakuza does here are random, so it's very hard to predict where he's going next. And he also does quite a good amount of damage, so it's not unlikely to die here, especially if you're not that experienced.
Hubert has safety save, so he can suffer that. He can continue if he suffers death, and he's actually well, he should be able to manage the rest of the Corex fight here.
Yeah, Corex also deals a good amount of damage, but less. And
way less.
Way easier to predict the movement of the Corex.
Yeah, and Hubert got past Yakuza.
And he's sitting on a comfortable amount of health, so.
And he has a lot of safety saves, so he should be fine as long as he finishes. He wins the match.
Beats the world record holder JRP in a race.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll commentate on Hubert now. It's he's now making his way to Netry yet again. And yeah, JRP really forfeited, so that's over. Hubert is going for the safety save first, because the next segment is actually a scary segment, the SCX encounter. It requires some specific strats and can get really dangerous if you got stuck.
Yeah, there are a lot of boss fights coming up for Hubert now, starting with Nettery.
Yeah. Well, of course, starting with this SAX encounter. Ooh, this is this really dangerous the way he's doing it now, but he manages.
Okay, he decided to play it safe here. This is the way you're supposed to do it. Hide in this room and wait for the SX to go away. But if you're fast, you can shoot the missile block here right the first time and get through there.
Yeah, nobody
expected this to happen.
And really, he was so close. He was so close to finishing the run, actually. Yeah, Hubert is taking it safe, but he's not really sure where to go, I think. Oh yeah, he's now on the right track. This part of the game is also pretty dangerous because of the Kai Hunters, and the Kai Hunters deal more than one energy tank of damage, so they're really dangerous if they have their stingers out.
Yeah, they're known for screwing up low percent runs because they can one-shot you at this point. Yeah. So let's see how Hubert does this boss, because he should have more than enough missiles.
Yeah,
he got 55.
Oh yeah,
so he got 2 extra tanks.
He can actually mesh missiles on the boss.
Yeah, this boss is a bit annoying because there are these spores in the room that can hit you. So what you want to do is you want to sit on this first platform at a very far right or at the very far left.
Preferably the very far right, because those spores can still interfere with your missile hits.
Yeah. And that way the left plant that releases the spores does not detect you. So it stops releasing spores when you're sitting on the right.
Yeah, Hubert is taking it safe. He's saving enough missiles for the beam core X fight, actually.
Yeah, the statue that shoots you, the shots shoots at you, they actually have a hitbox, and you can tink missiles on them.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that hard to tink missiles.
Indeed, that's why you want to shoot under or over the beam, actually.
And he got the plasma beam. The plasma beam is probably the most useful beam in this game. Wave beam technically is better, but it doesn't. Yeah, as Boxmeister said before, it doesn't deal more damage.
Plasma beam, like I said, adds more damage. Does damage per frame it's inside the enemy, which and it also goes through the enemy, so you can actually kill the enemy behind your enemy. So it's really a very powerful beam.
Like in this room, very easy.
Yeah, you can see it here. You can kill 3-4 enemies in a row.
Another key hunter.
Yeah, that key hunter is can be deceptively difficult to get past. Yeah, Hubert is now. What is Hubert actually doing?
So next boss we see on Hubert's screen will be Nightmare, I think. Yeah. Nightmare coming up.
Well, it will take 1 or 2 minutes before he gets there. I'm not sure if he mastered the shine, that Sector 5 shine spark. So we'll probably see a different strat.
Maybe he'll go for a space boost.
I'll doubt it.
Me too.
He learned the game yesterday, I think. And
he already beat the world record.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really surprising. I mean, but then again, it's Omega Metroid deals a lot of damage. He deals 1 tank of damage per swipe that hits you, and he can double swipe. So if you're really unlucky, you can lose 2 E-tanks in one go. And as JRP just had 3 E-tanks, well, 2 double swipes is enough, and he got 1 double swipe and 2 single swipes. And he failed. Go ahead.
You lose focus on the last fight for just a second or something. That can already cost you the run.
Yeah, it's very easy to die on Omega Metroid. It can be a deceptively difficult boss. But usually JRP goes for the diagonal safety, diagonal quick kill, which he's actually quite proficient at. But he now went for the upstrat, which he barely failed because he was almost in the correct position.
I'm a fan of upstrats. I think they're easier. But I don't think there's much of a difference in upstrats and diagonal strats in terms of, say, time saving. But it's just what the runner prefers. Oh, Hubert actually got a red drop.
Yeah, but the red drops from normal enemies are extremely rare, actually. It's a 1 in 1,000 chance.
Yeah, I think something like that.
And Hubert has to set up again for the... oh no, he went in the wrong direction. He still has to fight Nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, those pirates, they can be a bit tricky sometimes. Especially the fishy pirates.
The aqua pirates.
Aqua pirates, right. Because they have very high movement speed underwater.
Yeah, but one charge shot, fully charged shot is enough to kill them. Yeah, Hubert is, as you can see, taking it really safe, but he hasn't died yet, right?
Yeah, it's still a single segment run.
It's still a single segment, so it's really impressive because Yakuza, it's really easy to die on Yakuza if you're not that familiar with the game.
Another 1 beam either from Hubert.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And he's going for the E-tank, actually.
Yeah, that doesn't cost too much time.
Now you can also roll on the crumble blocks and then morph at the exact right time to pick it up. That's slightly faster.
But very precise to do.
Yeah, it's 100%. It's 100% strats actually. And Hubert got the opening correct, or at least the first phase ending. Yeah, he's not doing that bad on Nightmare so thus far.
Not at
now
all. And he's more than enough missiles to finish Nightmare.
The difficult part on Nightmare is actually manipulating him into getting him into a position where you can easily kill him. And he got him in barely in the right position to kill him. So that's
good. That was a pretty good Nightmare fight.
That was really a decent Nightmare fight. Yeah, this part of the fight, the core X fight, is really easy. He has a whole lot of health, so he should be fine. And now he has the gravity suits,
which allows him to move underwater.
Normally on the water, to be exact.
Yeah, that's true. So you need the gravity suit, because the only way to get out of this sector right now is to perform a shine spark underwater.
Speed boost.
Yeah, speed boost works. But you need the gravity suit for that.
Yeah, you can't perform a speed boost without using the gravity suit. Okay, those pirates he said right now, right after you come from the nightmare fight, that's a really dangerous spot because you can easily get one-shotted by those pirates if you're playing, for example, on 0%. Ooh! And he barely failed to clear the blocks, so he has to recharge for his speed boost again. So yeah.
Once again, the screw attack comes in handy to clear these fish, because they die from one screw attack.
Indeed. And like I said before, this part of the game is also really easy to die on, because you have a lot of enemies that can actually deal quite a bit of health.
Especially those big fish.
Yeah, the shrimps. Or you mean the purple fish. Hubert opts to not use power bombs there for some reason.
Maybe he wants to save them for later.
I don't know. It's the fastest way of doing that room is to lay one or two power bombs, and then you can roll through all the bomb blocks.
He also unlocked the last security doors, which allows him to access pretty much any area in the game now.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter for any percent. I mean, you're not going to see some parts of the game in any percent, but for 100%, there's much more to it.
Indeed. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward part of the game. Just survive and get to the end of the sector.
Yeah. Before Adam sends you to the next boss fight.
Yeah, basically. Hubert is approaching it really safe. He's taking no risks, and that should allow him to get through the game without dying at this rate. I mean.
So I think we're definitely going to see a PB here.
Yeah, because it's basically his first finish run.
Yeah. Let's see if he goes for the space boost. Okay, so that's unlucky. He decided to go for the Shine Spark instead, which is, I think, a bit easier, because for the space boost, you don't want to jump too late, otherwise you'll hit the wall.
Well, charging the Shine Spark is pretty precise. You have to charge it at the very end of that run. It's because you also have to dodge the enemy.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But he got it the second try, and he picks up the extra missiles.
Yeah, extra missiles are helpful for the next box fight, because it's easy to ting missiles on box. The room is very small, and you have to do like diagonal shots sometimes, and the hitbox is not very big.
Indeed. Box is actually quite tricky, but the nice part about both box fights is that they don't contain RNG actually. So
Yeah.
you can easily predict where he's going.
You can also manipulate him. As Boxmeister mentioned at the first box fight, you want to damage him as early as possible so he starts moving in a certain pattern.
Yeah, right now, Hubert is going for a recharge and probably a safety save, and then he's going to leave Sector 4. I mean, as long as he finishes within 2.5 hours, he gets sub 2 hour PB, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you lose. I mean, if the game adds about half an hour of text and door transitions and such.
There's so much text in this game. That's why a lot of people play on Japanese version, because the text is shorter in Japanese. But
It's
hard to access.
It saves you 3 to 4 minutes real time. It saves you no in-game time, and this game is run on in-game time.
Yeah. Technically, the fastest version would be the Chinese version. It's another 2 minutes faster than Japanese, but it's hard to get by.
It's impossible to get by. There's no way to. No one of us has Chinese version yet.
And there are no Chinese runs on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's also. I mean, they're very strict on their policies on games like that, I think, and they weren't really widely available in China even, so it's not too surprising.
So to fight the second box, Roboter, you actually have to trigger another event, which is voice in the background telling you not to access this area, and only then the box actually spawns.
Yeah, indeed. You have to go to that gate and hear the voice, and then you can return and trigger the Xbox fight, as people would call it, or Box 2. Whatever you call it.
So once again, you want to do this initial damage.
Yeah, it's not too bad if you don't do the initial damage, because he basically lands right beneath you if you're standing at a very specific position, and then he'll start firing missiles from there, so you can still quite easily get it. And as you can see, the hitbox is very small because Hubert was only slightly off, and Xbox can jump high enough to knock you off the ladders actually. But the boss fight itself doesn't take that much. I mean, you only need 12 missiles to kill him.
The core fight is a bit scary though, because it will shoot wave beam at you, and that does a lot of damage. That can do a lot of damage.
It does 80 damage if I remember correctly. It's really a lot. And you don't have much space to outmaneuver it. But yeah, he has enough health to survive this, I think.
And you only need to get 4 shots onto the core. It only takes 4 shots.
Yeah. And it's quite doable to jump over the core, the eye core shots. Yeah, he's almost done. There he has it. Well, very safe. And now he's going into a room we don't normally see.
You wouldn't enter this room usually in any percent run. In 100%, yes, actually quite a tough room in 100%. But I wonder if we'll see missile strats on Ridley. You can you can shoot missiles, spam missiles at Ridley, which is way slower, but it's a bit more fun.
Yeah, the fastest way to do Ridley is to do diagonal charge shots.
Because Ridley's hitbox is huge.
Indeed.
So you do a lot of damage to it.
But yeah, he's on good. He's on a good pace to finish the game single segment.
Yeah, I think you should be fine on Ridley with that amount of health. SAX can be a bit scary because it has Ice Beam.
Well, the casual strat on SAX is very safe. The only real difficulties lie with Omega Metroid, which can which gets your health down really, really fast. It's hard to get shots in on Omega Metroid if you're not too familiar with the fights.
Yeah. And Adam is back.
Yeah, the second longest text mesh in the game, actually.
I think the Adam text is very cool if you play the game casually, because the story behind it is quite interesting, but as a speedrunner it's just awful.
Yeah, for this setting of Metroid, the story is for story-wise, the text is sort of required with all the authorizations and stuff.
It's not like Super Metroid or Zero Mission, where you just get to do whatever you want to do.
Exactly. My apologies to the people in chat. I just opened a can of cola, so that may be the sound you've heard. Let's see. What's JRP complaining about in chat? Let's see. Or is he talking about his own game?
Oh, he's talking about something else. So Hubert is now in a secret part of the station. It's in Sector 1, but it's not shown on the regular map. And this is where Ridley can be found.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, there's a safe station. I didn't know there was a safe station.
There are a couple of safe stations in this section. Right after the Gold Pirates room, if you go on the upper left corner, there's also a safe station there, and that's the one that's mostly used when people are doing safety states before Ridley.
Yeah. So, first we have the Gold Pirate fights.
Yeah, the Gold Pirate fights are going to get interesting. The door only opens if you kill 2 Gold Pirates, so basically spawning one and then killing it is not enough. It has to actually respawn the second one. And he actually did kill it pretty fast, the second one. So he's good, and he has a lot of health, and even now he's going for the safe.
He might be overdoing it a bit, but it's up to him.
Yeah, he's playing it really, really, really safe. But he should be fine. The fastest way.
Sorry, please.
The fastest way to do this room is to charge your diffusion missiles beforehand and fire it diagonally up left, right before, right after you enter. Then it freezes the first 3 rippers and you can easily dodge them. Well, he is using the charge beam strats on Ridley, as far as I can see.
He's using a mixture of both.
Well, there's no harm in using missile, but it just takes longer. And as if Ridley picks you up, you can get loose by charge beaming, not missiling like he's doing.
I think you only have to deal a certain amount of damage.
Yeah. Then it starts screaming and then it lets go of you. Well, this is getting really dangerous right now.
Ooh, there goes the single segment.
Ah, too bad. But he can still. Yeah, he's going to try again. No single segment for him, so if he finishes, it won't be an actual PB because to submit a PB it has to be single segment. But well, if he finishes, he is going to beat his opponent, and that's all that counts for the tournament. Okay, second try.
So the fastest way to kill Ridley is, of course, to use the charge beam, but you also want to add a missile after every charge beam shot, which is a bit hard in terms of timing, but it adds a little bit of extra damage, and it's a bit faster than using charge beam only.
Firing the charge beam up still deals a lot of damage to Ridley. By the way, it's sometimes favorable to use because of Ridley's positioning, and he should be fine now.
This fight is going quite well.
Yeah.
So one more shot. Yeah, there we go.
Exactly. This fight went way better. Because he almost finished at full health, I think. So yeah, the Core X fight isn't that much of a danger at this point in the game.
Once you get Space Jump, you can just easily dodge the cores.
Yeah, but even without Space Jump, it's pretty easy. The only part where it's hard to dodge the cores is when you land into the water on the Ceres fight.
Yeah, that's
or on the Mega X fight. It's also hard to dodge the core in the water.
Yeah, since you don't have gravity suit at that point, you are very limited in your movements.
What's he doing? Is he picking up? I went the wrong way. I don't think there's an upgrade in that room, actually.
No, there's no upgrade. I haven't seen that room in a while, actually.
It's never entered that room because there's no upgrade, like I said, and there's no point of going there in all categories.
I think that room is just there to give you a chance of farming up before.
Yeah, that's mostly the usage of that room, I guess. Right now, Hubert is making his way through the rest of Sector 1.
Going back to Adam to have a nice chat with him.
Well, he's still on pretty good pace, actually. He might finish below 2 hours.
Yeah, I should give him time around 1:15 in-game time or something.
Well, I'm not sure. Of course, I'm not sure what strategy he will use. He's going in a different direction.
That's alright. I think. Well, this way is slower, but if he's more comfortable with it.
Yeah,
this is the route you would use in a 100% run. Okay, he realized he went the wrong way.
Oh, but he should have continued. I mean, at this point, it's faster to just continue on that route. But you can actually go for a speed boost strat here, I guess. Oh, or not.
So what you saw JP doing earlier there was a different approach of this room. Oh, he changed directions again. Where you jump up the platforms and then shoot cancel, because those platforms they break from screw attack.
Yeah, I think Hubert is not aware of the shortcut that's present there. Well, this doesn't waste that much time because you can speed boost almost through the entire section and you're really overpowered at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, one shot basically kills everything in your path.
And you also have screw attack, which
wait, what's he doing? Oh. He went for some sort of shine spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's recharging and probably... I mean, I would advise him to do the safety save a little bit later.
He's probably going to do another one.
Yeah,
right before he takes.
Yeah, indeed. I think he's going for that one.
But for now, we have the pleasure of sitting through another 3 minutes of talking. This is the final chat you have with Adam, and it's... Well, you've seen it before on JRP's run. It's just so long and boring. And they also added like a monologue of Samus. So
yeah, but the monologue scrolls very fast, so that one is sort of doable, I guess.
It is, absolutely. But there's just so much text.
But yeah, at this point, Hubert is really on pace to finish within 2 hours, which is good because he'll if he finishes within 2 hours, then his PB will be sub 1.5 hours if he's lucky.
Yeah.
Well, it's not an actual PB because it's not single segment anymore, but still. And then after Hubert's done, we'll try to see if we can get JRP and Hubert in our chat and interview them.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to hear JRP's reaction to this. I mean, I think he said earlier now he's going to destroy the losers bracket, which is likely to happen. I think you will have to first face him.
I'm his first opponent, indeed.
Okay.
So
good luck.
I'm screwed, basically. I mean, unless of course he dies to a Mega Metroid again, but
yeah, it might happen. So next round he's probably going to do like 10 E-tanks, safety safe, everywhere.
He's probably going for he's probably going for a safety safe. I mean, his PB is 8 minutes faster than mine, so
yeah.
he should be he should be fine. And here I was hoping to win at least one match this tournament. Oh well, we'll see. Right now, Hubert is going up the main deck elevator, and
I think that's the longest elevator in the game because it actually contains 3 rooms.
Yeah, yeah. The middle room is because of the power down sequence.
Ooh, Hubert skipping the shortcut.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know some of the shortcuts. But that's fine.
Kirby Master did that at his SGQ race with Jagger and Bioshock. He also went like the lower way.
I actually accidentally also took the lower way once. Yeah, here's the final safety save you'll see, because there's no you can't save after the SCX fights. So here we go. I'm really curious if he can make it sub 2 hours.
Depends on his SX fight.
Omega Metroid fights.
Alright.
I think
Let's
it
see.
will depend more on his Omega Metroid fight than it does on his.
Yeah.
Well, then
I'm
again,
curious to see his SX threads though.
yeah, he's going probably going for the casual strats as far as I can see.
Yeah. Screw attack actually does damage to the SX.
Yeah, the fastest the casual strat is basically fire at it, jump over it, and fire at it immediately when it lands. And as you can see, you can play it really safe. As he's doing now is the way you should do it. You can do it casually. It's still pretty safe.
Yeah.
And
You can take a couple of hits.
Yeah, indeed. It will cost you roughly 1 E-tank per hit. But you... yeah, he's got the first phase down already. And the second phase is really easy.
Yeah, it looks super scary, but it's absolutely weak.
It's really weak.
You can actually soft lock on this by shooting it at a very...
Yeah, but he's past the soft lock point. He should be fine. And now he's going for the safe beam core X strats, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, at least if you do... Yeah, he should be fine now.
Technically, this is definitely the easy strat, but Ice Beam does penetrate walls, so if you get unlucky, the core might turn when it shoots, and you still can get hit.
Yeah, but you can prevent that by going into your spin jump, because then you go into screw attack mode and then you're invulnerable.
Yeah.
Okay, he got past the SCX fight, and now we're going towards the Omega Metroid fight. Let's see if he can kill it in one go.
Yeah. Once again, at this point he cannot save anymore because all the save stations are shut down.
If he's gonna kill Omega Metroid in one go, he's definitely going to finish sub 2 hours. Because otherwise you have to redo the segment. Basically,
Yeah.
you only have 3 minutes. So let's get Hubert past the finishing line. Let's see what kind of strats Hubert uses.
Ooh, he went for low high.
Wow.
Almost got it.
Well, he still got a very fast Shine Spark.
Yeah.
That's the second fastest way to do it. So yeah, that's decent.
Here goes Omega.
Yeah, I think he should be fine now.
There you can see the SAX just barely standing off the sweet spot.
Yeah, he's slightly too far to the right. I'm not sure.
Oh, he goes for a quick kill.
Yeah, but if you're going for the diagonal strats, it's unwise to.
Oh, nice.
Immediately. Yeah, this
very nice.
Yeah, this is the quick kill. This is the diagonal quick kill. Very nice, very well done, and he finished with a time of 1:58.40 on the race channel. Really good. He officially beat JRP.
Yeah.
Very, very well done. For his first actual run, it was pretty decent. He was deathless up until Ridley.
Yeah. You also gotta give JRP some credits. His run was pretty good. He just got unlucky at the last boss.
Indeed.
So congratulations to Hubert for winning this race, advancing in tournament. I think he'll have to face Exodo next.
Yeah, he has to face Exodo. Exodo is his next opponent.
Yeah. So last thing to do is wait for his in-game time. And the in-game time gets shown after you watch through the credits.
Yeah.
It's always the last thing to do. Let's see what he gets. I say it's a 1... Well, he died once. I think it's a 117. No, it's lower. 114. I think it's a 114.
It's 120 probably. I think.
You'd say? Not sure.
Yeah, Hubert is now at the credits, so we'll just have to wait 1 or 2 minutes before this in-game time will appear.
So I think even if JRP had restarted his run, I'm not sure if he would have made it.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have made it. I mean, he died at the moment. At the moment JRP died, Hubert was at Yakuza. So
Yeah.
no, you're at least 1 hour behind. So no, that's it's not
Yeah,
doable.
JRP would have had to complete 2 full runs in under 2 hours, which is would have been insane.
Basically, yeah, that's not doable in. You, I think
Your credits are pretty long.
Hey Hubert,
Hello.
congratulations on your
Thank
win.
you. I don't consider that a win, but whatever.
Did
Well-
you think you could do this?
No. Oh, actually, that's not a half bad time. Okay.
Is this a PB to you?
This is my first run.
Oh, your first run. That's nice.
Yeah, I learned the game last night, so that was fun.
Wait, I'll check if I can get JRP. Just a sec. JRP. It'll probably take a while before JRP responds because he's playing other game.
Yeah. So I guess 118 isn't bad for
No, for first run, it's
screwing up a bunch.
totally fine.
It's pretty decent still.
So, did you practice the whole game, or did you just practice parts of it mostly? Since you only had a day.
I watched the tutorial and then I stopped.
Hello?
And then I did this race.
Hello JRP.
Hello, JRP.
Can we rematch?
I think it's too late. You decided to forfeit.
Oh, there's not much I could do. I was gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, JP, what was that? I mean, we all saw it, but why did you decide to screw up the last fight?
Be nice.
It gave me the double swipe, and then on my attempt to correct my mistake, it swiped me again.
And one more time again.
That's how fast you can lose a run in this game. You just lose it all in an instant.
Yeah, I've been there. The Omega Metroid fight is really unforgiving. But you still did a pretty nice job. It would have been a hell of a good time. I'm pretty sure.
It would have been 45.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, the run was pretty good. You had, like, very clear boss fights and everything. Just got unlucky with the last boss.
Yeah. The problem was I didn't play Doom. Like, I didn't practice Doom enough.
You
If
think?
I played more Doom, I probably would have beaten Omega.
Does that help?
Not really.
So JRP, I'm probably your next opponent for the match. So I'm going to ask you anyways. But are you going for safety save? How will you?
Well, I'm
improve
gonna
your-
save before SAX now, so I'm not
nice.
making that mistake again. Like, I'm still not out of it. Like, I still have a chance to win the tourney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you,
that's
are you
correct.
planning to annihilate the losers bracket now?
I'll probably win the losers bracket easily.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, Hubert, you advance in the winners bracket. What are you going to practice for your next match? And what parts are you going to focus on?
You see, now that I've won, I have to play this game more. The only reason I really submitted is because they needed a flat, even number. Like, I had no intentions of learning this game. But now that I'm here, I guess I'll like play through it once or twice again. Because I'm most likely gonna lose next round.
Well, your next opponent is Exodo,
Yeah.
who's known for beating Boxmeister in the first round, so...
Yeah.
Did you actually enjoy the run, or is it just, yeah, well...
I mean, it's fun up to a point. It kind of starts out slow, then gets good, and then goes back to good.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So, you're not really known to the community by now. Have you done any other speedruns?
I've done Super Metroid. I run a few hacks of Super Metroid. I've learned Zero Mission. I've run AM2R. I mean, those are just Metroid games. I've done several other games.
Well, that's quite a bit of speedrunning.
Yeah,
Or-
just a little bit. Oh man, here comes the octagons.
I know I had like so much time to chill. I was just putting whatever's like around me on my string.
Yeah, you.
We can tell. So, JP, did you enjoy the race?
Did I enjoy it? Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
good. I didn't like the part where I died. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But you still showed us some beautiful gameplay. I mean, that's
Yeah, I'll be back.
So, yeah, now that you proved that you can save time on your splits, are you planning to return to English?
No. There's no point. I already got a 45. I already got a 112. I think I'm pretty much done with any percent.
A low percent?
No.
let's
I've already done it.
let's save some questions for the next interview that will be done with him, probably after our match.
Oh, yeah. So,
Um,
JP, are you going to practice for the next round?
Me, to be honest, I hardly ever practice this game. I played it so long, like, it's just really hard to get rusty. So probably not. I tend to play better when I don't really practice much. Because otherwise I will probably learn bad muscle memory, and that's really bad.
Okay.
Took a really long time to get rid of that.
Okay, I think that concludes most of our questions. Let's see. Tonight there's well, tonight depends on where you live, of course. At 1 p.m. Eastern time, there's our next match, Galamos versus Truck WW. We first also had Eagles match scheduled, but it had to be cancelled or moved. I'm not sure which one of the two. I'll look it up soon. Let's see, Eagle. I think Eagle versus Robo Bluebird's match had to be rescheduled because Robo Bluebird wasn't available. So you'll see that match later. But yeah, tonight there will be another. Well, at 1 p.m. Eastern time there will be another match, and we'll return for comments right then. So I guess I'll see you later. I'm not sure if there's another match after this on the Speed Gaming channel. I'm looking it up now.
Oh, there's Magoo.
Fair enough.
Magoo's on the stream, by the way. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
So that's it with Fusion for the moment. We hope you enjoyed it. As Boxmaster said, more races later on. The tournament is continuing. You'll definitely see more of Fusion. If you liked it, tune in again. And we hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. See you guys later.
See ya.
Have fun. See ya.
Yep. Okay.
8 fantastic sides and 8 awesome